Hello, Earthlings. March 15th, 2024. Just still working on this transportation department. Try to change daylight savings times to 24/7 in California. Going to continue lobbying on that. Another issue that really gets to me is the bright LED lights that people have on their cars that blind you at night. It's nice for people to be able to see, but it's horrible when a truck comes up behind me and the brights on the lights practically just burn my eyes. So working on that too. I might as well lobby the Department of Transportation on both of those issues. Those LED lights are just horrid. I mean, and so like right now I'm sitting here with this even this dump truck that's a city truck or county truck had its lights on, and it's just like even in the daytime the lights are impinging on my eyes. So that needs to change. You know, I was reminded this morning of a guy that used to be on 60 Minutes for years. Andy Rooney, I think was his name. And he sort of had gripes about all sorts of things, was kind of cynical and comical, but, always had interesting little pieces. I'm like that. Stuff that bothers me, I want to try to change. And I don't see anything wrong with trying to change stuff that's not ideal. It's good for everybody assuming that it's something most people want, which I think most people do want. They don't want to be blinded by lights in their car. And, certainly, I don't know. I think that light later in the evening is always a good thing. In other news, I heard Chuck Schumer yesterday talking about basically changing Netanyahu out in Israel as their leader, and that was kind of a strange one. I don't know what's going on there, but the political scene continues to be really as crazy as it can possibly be, and I really cannot read the tea leaves with regards to how it's going to go or how things are going to move. I know that it's confusing. That's for sure. Let's see if there's any. It's still March 15th now in the evening, and I'm just now finally getting off work and heading home. Have to hit the gate before I'm out of here, but wanted to talk about partnerships. Obviously, I'm not talking about marriage. I'm just talking about partnerships in general. It's been my experience that people who have a business really want to just basically be a ruler of their own business. In fact, most of the time that's why people actually get a business, is because they don't want to be told what to do. So if they have their own business, they can be the boss, they can decide on everything. It's basically they don't have a boss anymore. Maybe just the customer is their boss. So from that standpoint, it really does help people, I think, to be in those situations where they have complete control. So I think partnerships a lot of times are formed because both people are insecure. They're not sure that they can do the work. Sometimes it's because maybe one person has a particular ability and the other person sort of contrasts that with another ability that they need in order for the business to succeed. But the reality is that most partnerships never work. In fact, Dave Ramsey, I think, said that he's a talk show host that talks about finances. And Dave Ramsey basically said, no, they never work, with the exception of maybe a few law firms and a few doctors that do partnerships. The rest of them pretty much fail. And it's because one partner doesn't feel that the other partner is pulling their weight. And I've experienced this in real life, and it's true. And I told myself I would never do a partnership again, and somehow or other I made that mistake once again. So one of the things I've learned is that hopefully you learn from your past mistakes. Sometimes I have to learn the hard way many times before I get the point. Like I stopped co-signing on cars a long time ago, But I did do that for a while, and never co-sign on a car, even if it's your own son or daughter or anything like that. Wife, anybody, don't co-sign. And the reason for that is that if they had wanted to give them the loan, they know that there's a good chance they won't pay it back. So you're going to be stuck with it. And that's what happened to me several times before I finally realized that's not a good way to go. So if you're going to, get somebody a car or help them get a car, just buy it for them. And maybe they can pay you back, maybe they won't, but at least you don't have to deal with the headache of a loan with a bank and all that. That would be my recommendation. So, other than that, I did hear Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Speaking today, and I guess I agree with a lot of the things that he has to say. I don't like his voice, but he doesn't like his voice either. He can't help that he has this thing called voice dysphonia or dysphonia, something like that. It's a nerve condition that basically affected his voice many years back in the 90s when he was 42. And he's gotten it back a little bit, but it's still wobbly. That's unfortunate because the man is very smart and does have a lot to offer, and I agree with almost all of his positions. So I don't know. It would be nice to have somebody who speaks clearer. That's one of the reasons I like Vivek Ramaswamy, because he is so good in his communication. But I would say Dr. Shiva Ayadari is still my first choice. If I could have anybody, I'd really like to have somebody that understands what's going on. And I think Vivek does too, but I just feel like this other guy, Dr. Shiva, is just, very capable guy and would really be able to help our country. But anyway, it looks like we're going to have Trump and Biden fighting it out for the main thing. And I don't know. A lot of people are questioning whether this is even going to work. So I don't know that we'll even have the election. We'll see. But maybe Kennedy will be involved, and maybe somebody else will get in there with him that'll be good. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. Earthlings out for now. I got to close this gate. So have a good night.